Well, Russia has agreed to resume a deal allowing safe passage of Ukrainian crop exports. It marks a reversal after Turkey and the United Nations pushed ahead with shipments over Moscow's objections. Now, the wheat prices have dropped in the overnight. Simone Foxman tracking these prices from Doha. Simone, this is a significant moment of relief for the MENA region, isn't it?
Yeah, but likely a temporary relief here. Russia seeming to back down after Turkey and the UN continued moving ships out this grain corridor with a brief hiatus yesterday, seemingly calling Russia's bluff, essentially. While Russia got some written guarantees that there wouldn't be military equipment on ships leaving or entering the Black Sea, those written guarantees essentially mirror what was in the deal to begin with. This is very good news for the likes of Egypt as well as Iraq, which both have wheat tenders either outstanding or likely to do so in the coming week. It's also actually good news for the likes of Turkey, Egypt, Iran, and Yemen. They all have wheat coming to them from ships that are right now at a Russian port or have just left that Russian port. Remember, this grain deal has also assisted Russia in moving some of its supplies out of the Black Sea as well. We did see that move down in prices, 6% yesterday. I think we were about down 1% today. But there should be concern in the markets about what happens after November 19th, because that is when the current wheat deal expires. And if what's happened in the last couple of days is any indication, that's really a pretty ominous sign for the state of discussions about a renewal of the deal on into December.
And speaking about food prices, we're going to get more of an indication on inflation from Turkey today. Just how bad is that going to be?
I mean, we were above 83% already. Now economists see us going over 85% year on year for the month of October. We were already at a 24-year high in inflation. And most economists believe that the real inflation numbers, the ones that consumers are feeling in their pocketbooks, are well over 100%. Those are the official readings in Istanbul. And when we look at producer prices, 150+%. So the reading is going to be bad. But what economists are looking for is whether or not this is the peak, this is the end. And they're pointing to base effects that are likely going to influence numbers moving past October, so November, December. We did see prices rising late last year. And so we may not see this continued acceleration in year-on-year inflation, even if prices themselves aren't particularly stabilizing. Yet we're watching a lira against the U.S. dollar that, yes, it's moving weaker, but it's moving weaker quite slowly. We haven't seen that crash in the lira that some economists are looking out for to see a strict change in policy. We're very closely watching the amount of foreign exchange reserves Turkey has, though, because there's a lot of belief that that is what's keeping the lira on this slowly weaker track, and that if we were to see some failure in the amount of reserves, some serious decline, that might really raise a lot of risks about Turkey's ongoing financial health.
And to Israel, we're nearing the final result on the election tally. What are we going to get? What's the latest?
Well, the exit polls were wrong. They've been wrong in the past. But with 89% of the votes counted, it appears clear that they underestimated the success that Netanyahu and a bloc of parties that were following him seem to have had. They now believe that he and his coalition partners will likely see 65 seats in the 120-member Knesset. That gives them a clear majority to impose policy as they please. They'll likely also try and pick off some other members of parties that were on the coalition, particularly right-wing parties that were on the opposition, see if they can get them over to their side to pad that majority. We expect to see policies here swing quite right, maybe even far right, because there is a grand coalition, now 14, 15 seats, it looks like, of very far-right parties led by the likes of Itamar Ben-Gvir and Bezalel Smotrich. Keep those names in mind. They are parties that are explicitly anti-Arab, homophobic, and they want to diminish the judiciary's ability to check the power of the Knesset. This puts us, I think, clearly on a collision course with the United States. Yes, Israel and the United States are close partners, but the U.S. is led by a Democratic leader at this point, and they're going to be very upset by some of the policies that these right-wing parties are likely to ask for.